Today we're talking about confined space, gas monitors, and in particular our flammable gas. On a standard 4 gas monitor we have CH4, and CH4 is methane. We get told on our gas monitor that methane will alarm at 20%. What does that mean? It means at its lower explosive level it will alarm. Well, what is low explosive level? For methane, it's 4.4%. So in the room that I'm in at the present moment in time, if I take 4.4% of it and filled it with methane, have an ignition source with the option we have, we're going to go bang. We should not be in that confined space. So therefore we need to be in a safe zone. And that safe zone is 20% of that. Let me explain it. LEL first. We have the fire triangle. So we have fuel, we have oxygen, and we have heat, the ignition source. At the present moment in time, if you're in the room that you're in now, if I had a pipe running underneath your door and you had a lovely candle inside your room, nicely lit, and the pipe switched off, you will have a triangle that would represent that. You'll have oxygen and you'll have heat. Now I turn the hose on. I'm just going to make sure, I'm going to change that to 5% to make it a bit easier when I describe this for you. So in the room, we now have 1% of methane. It's not enough. 2% methane. It's still not enough. We've got 3%. Still not enough. And we go all the way up until we reach the ultimate 5%. Can you see now? We have now drawn a perfect triangle. An explosion will occur. So LEL, is it not right then? If we have the right amount of fuel mixed with enough heat and oxygen, in this particular case methane, we will have 1, 2, 3, our perfect triangle, our LEL. What we need to do now is understand when the alarm goes off. So now you understand what LEL means. Lowest amount of fuel, given a heat, enough oxygen, we're going to go bang. We'll still use 5% because it's so much easier. Methane, we have an upper explosive level. That's at 15%. And we've discussed the LEL, 5%. When does it go off? As we said before, 20% of the LEL. So when it gets calibrated, it's not this value here. We subdivide. It's not at 80% or 60 or 40, but right down there at 20%. So if you have a desk or a table which you're sat at, that desk, if I filled it with, because it may represent 5% volume of your room, okay, take a fifth off that and fill that fifth with methane. And that's when your alarm goes off. So in the grand scheme of things, your table is 5%, fill that table volume with methane, you're going to go bang. Take a fifth off. Fill that up with methane, your alarm goes off, which gives you that time to escape. But on some alarms, there are also the capabilities of having a pre-alarm at 10%. So on the grand scheme of things, when you have me in the hole, you're now my entry controller at the top, and I'm giving you a reading. What's your LEL reading? 0. It's good. 5 minutes later, 1. Look at the grand scheme of things, it's right down there. That's your reading. 5 minutes later, 3%. 5 more minutes, say 6%. But we still use the same concept. If it can change, condition changes, we need to get out and reassess. So again, we're reading your flammable gas. Methane is what we look for, and that's your concept and how we are in the actual confined space. That's when the alarm goes off, down here.